You're looking at this one. This one, a little bit of ethics question. Are you clear now? A little bit of dilemma question. Okay. First part. Explain how family, insider-dominated business differ from public listed company. Didn't we do this question before? Yes, no? It was a major case study. Yes or not? Do you know the major case study came after this question? Exam questions repeat. Are you clear now? The exam questions do repeat in P1. Are you clear now? If you finish all the questions that you have in this pack here, technically you are ready already. Are you clear now? You have to review all the questions. That's why I'm trying to review as many questions as possible. Correct? Okay, now, insider-dominated business differ from public listed company, and using evidence in the case, explore governance issue of a family or insider-dominated business. So you need to explore the governance issue. No need to talk about it, don't criticize it, don't assess it. Just explore only. What are the issues being faced? Are you clear now? Now, Mr. Shrivas is a professional accountant and auditor. Explain why is he considered a professional by society. Why is he a professional? Do you know now? Why is he a professional? Why is anybody a professional? How do you become a professional? Do you know now? How? What's the 3 things you need? Yes? What's the 3? Qualification. What is it? 3 things. Number 1, exam. Number 2, experience. Number 2, experience. Exam. Last one is BOK, body of knowledge. You must have a set of knowledge you must know. You must have an examination and you must have experience. Are you clear now? Things that make you a professional. Finally, you have the membership of a professional body. Clear? Okay. Explain what is considered a professional by society. Describe fundamental principles or responsible for professionalism the society expects him and all other accountants. Okay, what's the fundamental principles? Yes. COPIP. Can you remember now? Copy. Confidentiality, objectivity, professional behavior, integrity, and competence and due care. Okay, fine. Now, part C. This is a very hard question. Discuss the professional and ethical dilemma facing Mr. Shrivas in deciding whether or not to tell Ken and Steffi about Ivan's activity. Advise on the most appropriate course of action. So, if the question says advice, you should say, well, I advise that Shrivas should do this because of. Are you clear? Make sure you understand the way to write the answer for that. Huh? I advise this because of. Are we clear that one? The answer must fall this one. Huh? It must say, I advise that he because. That's the answer. Follow, don't follow? Your because can be longer. La. Give a few because. La. Okay. Have a read of this question first. Okay. Let's run through this one. Huh? It does look like a serial drama. Yes or not? Yes, no? Reading the story looks like a serial drama. Correct or not? Not really something you see from P1. Correct? Probably he did take it from a serial drama. Okay, now. Happy and Healthy is a traditional independent health food business that's been run as a family company for 40 years, as Ken and Steffi Potter. As a couple of passionate campaigners of healthy food and more concerned about quality than the financial details. Now, this is something that a family business can do. A commercial business who cannot do this. You know why not? They can't put values in front of profit. Companies, public listed companies have to put profit quite high up in the agenda. Are you clear now? A family business can use some alternative motives like this. Okay, now, since the company started in 1970, it's been audited by Watson Shrivas, the local audit firm. Wow, look at that. since 1970. You can say he's got some independent strat, isn't it? Okay. Mr. Srivas has overseen the Porter audit for all 40 years, rotating the engagement partner. That means he's kind of correct, like he's done it correctly, but he's overseeing it. He's the oversight person, okay or not? Okay. And always taken the opportunity to meet the Ken and Steffi family for signing off and offer them briefing on what he calls auditor and friend. Again, he's kind of compromised his ethics, yes or not? Then this one probably fits into which part? A, B, C. A, B, C. B, wrong. A, even wrong. The answer is in C. That's where I thought you're going to make mistakes. Remember I asked you to choose your bullets and park it first? Choose your bullet and park it, because you know why not? The 70% of the mistake is parking in the wrong place. No marks. You take that pointer that this guy was acting like a friend, an auditor and friend, and you put it in part A, no marks. It has nothing to do with family business and all that. You put it in part B, this is pure theory, nothing to do with that. It's about his ethical problem. He was too close with them. That's why he can't do what he's supposed to do. Clear now? So in this case, you need to be able to throw your bullets. Remember I asked you, you can underline, no problem. You can highlight. But you must take the bullet and allocate it. And then check your answer against my answer. If you don't do that, you don't learn. I repeat again. If you don't do that step, you don't learn. You are going to go into the exam, you will identify, and you will park it in the wrong place and you get 0 marks. You know what is that called? Careless. Never read properly. Okay. Are you going to allow that to happen? How are you going to avoid that? How are you going to avoid that? Don't tell me you're going to read properly. You already read the question and you still made the mistake. You need to practice. You need to practice. Okay, now, if you don't practice the step I told you to do, you don't get it. You will make that mistake when you go to the exam. And in P1, when you make that mistake, it's utter waste. It's a 0 mark. Clear? Misallocation of points, bullet points, equals 0 marks. Even though you identified correctly. Does that make sense? So, let's go on here. Now, that's why I asked you to allocate. In this briefing, Mr. Srivasu became a close family friend of Porter's. Again, this one will tell you, this one will be part C. Okay. All his points of business is profitable, which Porter's already knew without knowing the actual figures. And how they might increase the margin. But Porter's never seemed to be too concerned about financial performance, as long as they keep their customers happy. This one is something related to part A, B, C. Which one? A. Correct now? Okay. For themselves and their son Ivan. While Ken and Steffi retain majority shareholding, happy and healthy, they've gradually increased Ivan's proportion, currently owns 60 to 40. Ivan appointed director along Ken and Steffi in 2008. Ivan grew up in the business, has helped his parents out since he was young. As he grew up, Ken and Steffi gave him more responsibility in the hope that he would one day take on the business. Now this one looks like a, which part? A. What's the issue here? What's the issue here? Yeah, you've identified it. Now what's the issue here? What is it? Succession. The word you're looking for is succession. Clear now? You do need to know your notes also still, you know. What are the issues in family-based business? Succession. Okay. By the end of 2009, Ken made sure Ivan drew more salary than Ken and Steffi combined, as they sought to ensure Ivan was happy to continue the business after they retired. Okay, that's another issue. Now, during the audit of 31st March, member Watson Shivers was performing audit as usual. He noticed a dramatic drop in profit as a business as a whole. While food sales continued to be profitable, large amount of inventory had been sold below cost to Barong Company without any reason for reduction. Each transaction with Barong had been authorized by Ivan. Okay, fine. Mr. Srivas was certain that Ms. Ken and Steffi did not know anything about this, and he prepared to tell them about his part in the annual end. But before the meeting, however, he carried out some check on Barong Company. Okay, and found it was a separate business owned by Ivan and his business. Oh dear, this is a problem. Why? Why is this a problem? Well, in P1, one of the accounting standards that always gets tested is IS-24, Related Party Disclosure. Make a note. IS-24, Related Party Disclosure. So if you have a related party disclosure, you need to make sure, repeat, you need to make sure you highlight it in the annual reports. Follow? So in this case, auditor has a duty to make sure it's disclosed. Okay? Mr. Shiva's conclusion is Ivan is effectively stealing from Happy and Healthy to provide inventory for Barong at highly discounted costs. So it's just basically transferring profit across. I clear not? Stealing money. Okay, now. Although Mr. Shivas now had recommended certain disclosure, had to recommend certain disclosure in the meeting, his main fear, notice yes, the main fear, they will be devastated. Does he need to fear? Why is he fearing right now? Because he's too close to them. Because he's too close, he doesn't want to hurt their feelings. Does that make sense? That's the dilemma he's facing. Remember I asked you a long time ago about the same situation, the dilemma about telling your friend that the guy was cheating? There, same lah. Can you understand this part? Same situation. Ivan was stealing, there would be long-term implication for family relations. Okay, now, based on this, I prepared this one over here. Okay, what was the difference between a family business and a family business in a PLC, public listed company? The first difference is shareholding. Family business got narrow shareholding, whereas PLC will have wide shareholding. Okay, the family business usually do not have to maximize shareholder. They might have alternative objectives. Does it make sense or not? So in H&H, and please do this, when you write your answer out, you want to just put this, like this H and H. You can save so much time. Are you clear now? Simplify. Don't try to write the full name out, but just put H and H like that. Are we okay now? Okay. It's clear that they are keen on healthy food, not profit. Yes or not? Wasn't that obvious? You just have to copy and rewrite it down. PLC usually have more agency issues. The directors are not owners of the business. Not the case for family business, since most family members can trust each other. Okay? So remember the trust factor? Okay, now. Succession is an issue for family business since they are likely to try to pass control to another family member. Yes or not? In H&H, it can be seen Potters have been grooming their son Ivan to take control. Got it? Okay. Family business may have expensive breakup if there's a feud within the family, like the one brewing in H&H. Okay? There's also a high chance family business may have less controls due to trust. Because you trust everybody, there's less controls. Make sense? So internal controls not so strong. There is less fear being taken over compared to PLC since most of the shares are held by few people. Those are the issues in this question. Now, a little bit of reference. You read the reference all the time. So it's a bit theoretical, a bit of reference. Are you clear? A bit theoretical. Quite a bit of it is theory only. Most of this are theory. It's not really from the case. Only things from the case is which one? There? This one? Put that one. Some more, what else? That one. Anything else? This one. These are how many points in the case? 3 points in the case, yes or no? The balance side, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I tell you, 7 are not from the case. How many marks did I give you? Did they give you? 10. So 7 plus 3, 10. Follow? Okay. Why am I like that? Explain. Explain is usually 1 mark each. Yeah. Explain again. Usually 1 mark each. I can not. Okay. So this question, let's look at this one over here. Srivas is a professional accountant because he has knowledge, the body of knowledge, remember, BOK, and skills required to be an accountant by passing relevant exam and getting the experience, remember? Okay. He's a member of a professional body. You have to be a member of a professional body. And he's supposed to act in public interest by following the codes. Okay, now you come to what were the codes? I think this one very easy for you to do. Confidentiality, objectivity, professional behavior, integrity, professional competence and due care. This one, I think you just have to describe it. I clear not. Don't list it out. If you list it out, you're not going to get the full marks. So a lot of times students miss it by just listing it out and they get so excited that they could remember something. It's not about remembering, it's answering the requirement. You remember, you have to answer what they ask. Okay, now, what is the ethical dilemma? This is the hardest part of the question. Shrivas may not want to disclose what he found in the audit because he's too close to the family. Yes or not? Okay. He will not want to cause the breaking up of the family. Maybe feel too close. He might think that it's going to break up the family. He is professionally required to disclose information found in the audit, but as a family friend, he may want to safeguard the emotional well-being. That means take care of their hearts, feelings. Okay. He's facing a dilemma due to his closeness to the family caused by 40-year involvement, giving advice like a friend. Clear? And he has compromised his independence by being too familiar with the family. Those are all the dilemma of what is the cause of it. Are you clear? Now, if he doesn't tell them, he's not fulfilled his duty as auditor, who's supposed to report shareholders without favor and fear. Got it? You cannot be scared. Right now, he's scared. Okay. So, what's the appropriate course of action? Obvious solution is full disclosure to the family. Shivas feels incapable, job should be passed to another accountant not involved with the family. That's the recommendation. If you can't do it, ask somebody else to do it. Not necessarily you have to do it. Clear? Not clear? You're just the head of the firm. You can ask another auditor to do it, yes or not? Clear? Not clear? Okay. Any questions on that one? Understand this one? Okay. So we've covered one ethics types question that has come out before. Now the other question I want you to look at is going to be this question called